Hey guys, welcome to our official episode 2 of Anime Talk. Today we're going to be talking about Love is War, which is currently airing.
High school presentation, Shane.
Can you guys still hear me?
What do you want me to say then?
I don't know if I'm muted or not.
What do you want me to say?
Hello.
What do you want me to say? Like, hi guys.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, bros?
YouTubers?
What's up, gamers? Welcome to my Minecraft tutorial.
Okay, we're back with another episode of Lockdown Quartet. Today we're going to be talking about Kaguya-sama Season 2. Did everyone do the homework?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so our friend Hui did not watch the show that we told him a week ago to watch. So this whole episode is going to be us pitching the show to him instead.
And to you guys as well, because most of our viewers don't know what the fuck's going on.
But none of our viewers care about our opinions, so it's mostly just...
What do you mean? We reached 100 views. Yay!
Oh yeah, we should celebrate.
Celebrate. Well, now, our friend Hui here does not like rom-coms in general, so it's going to be pretty hard to sell him a rom-com.
I think with enough dedication and enough very vague references, he might be interested.
Look at that enthusiasm. I don't know if you said lol or no.
It's like low no.
Alright, well, it's gonna be a hot seat episode with Hui. Alright. So Hui, we're gonna start off with telling you why you should watch Love is War, right? So do you like romance? Do you like the genre romance?
What the fuck did I just say?
What?
Don't talk for Hui.
No, do you want to ask Hui first? You want just assume it.
I mean, it's alright, I guess. It depends on how they do it.
See, Shane, you fucking lied.
Yeah, see, he doesn't.
No, see, he only said that just because I said that from the outset. He just said it to spite me. That's how he works.
Oh, no,
Okay.
I think we should let Hui talk for himself.
Okay.
Let us describe the entire premise of this show. Too long didn't read version is it's basically if Shane was trying to get a girl that was just like Shane.
Is it like a bunch of cringy moment?
No, it's like they're both very proud, and the whole premise is they're trying to force the other one to say "I love you" first,
But
through very manipulative tactics. The relationship is one is the vice president, which is the girl, and the other is the president of the student council, and they're both very tsundere and both very proud, and they're trying to force the other one to say "I love you" first by manipulating the situation to make them say it first, because their idea is it is weak to say it first.
Yeah, so their formal interaction is, the interaction is a formal one. Like outside of their hidden feelings for each other, they're very formal with each other. It's very businesslike. The female character, the main heroine is.
You would female, Shane. You insult.
The main girl is the daughter of a very large international conglomerate, and the main character is just academically excellent but comes from a very poor background.
Didn't her father own the school?
No. The school is just it's like a group of very rich people. They organized it. Yeah.
They don't attend classes.
They do. We don't see it.
Oh.
We see classrooms. We don't see any classes.
It's just
the whole setting is the student council room, and there's other supporting characters which make it a lot better.
I mean, rom-com, right? It's just basically two tsunderes trying to get each other. Yeah.
That's
and
perfect.
there's 2 seasons of it. So
season 2 is currently airing.
So I'm guessing the first season they still haven't they still haven't was it accepted or like display any affections then.
Well, without spoiling too much, by the end of the first season, they're
Without
like
spoiling too much, yeah.
they're just a bit more self-aware about their own feelings. That's all. But it's still like the premise still is retained throughout season 2, where they're still trying to like get the other ones to say it.
Like season 2, it's a triangle, but it's not a tsundere.
No, I mean the main I think focal point of the show lies in the character interactions. It's a comedy, a romantic comedy at first, but I think the character interactions are really, what's the main point here. It's done very well, I think. It doesn't feel very forced as a it's not like gag like and a very forced comedy. It's actually quite natural most of the time. I think the flow is quite natural. And yeah, it's a rom-com is just a rom-com, but this is a rom-com done well, I think.
Is it episodic or is there like a whole like a general plot, overrunning the?
It's episodic, but
no, there's a general overarching plot, but each episode contains distinct moments. So it's more like mini episodes within an episode that follows a general arc of story. Yeah.
Each mini moment within an episode, usually there's like 2, would be like titled, okay, this a battle of blah, and then at the end of that moment, it would be like this person is the victor or this person is the victor, because the whole premise is that it is a war, like this love affair thing is a war. Does that make sense?
We're not doing very well at selling the show.
I think we have to manipulate him into liking it.
Michael, shut up. I think he's like hung up on the idea of like it's these two Cinderella's like constantly interacting and like forcing each other to do whatever, right? But
it's no, that's not the thing. I think for me is like the main question or like the attraction for me is like to answer like what's the point? Like what am I getting? It's not what am I getting, but like, what's the story? Like what are they trying? Is it just purely like is it just very singular kind of aim where they're just trying to get the other person to admit it, or there's like an overarching theme or like whatever that's also running in the background. So
the
on
point
and
is,
so forth.
there is still progression, like in their relationship. It still progresses in increments. Like it incrementally progresses as one person wins like one battle, another person wins another battle, and slowly you start to see that they start liking each other and becoming a bit more honest with their feelings. And on top of that, you have the side characters interacting with these characters and with each other throughout, and that's where the comedic moments come.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for someone who doesn't appreciate, or who doesn't like romantic comedies, I think you can still appreciate the show as a whole, because I think the production is very well done. There's consistency and detailed consistency between the episodes. Whatever happened in the previous episode is, well, they don't have to, but they actually draw attention to that fact that has been established in the previous episode in the later episodes. And that little, detail really adds to the overall value of the show. So even if you don't appreciate the genre, you can appreciate the show as a show.
Okay, yeah.
I still think its main selling point is the comedic interactions with each other. It's kind of a very dry humor kind of thing, but it really gets you. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, convincing someone who likes
style of comedy though, like if you are going to relate it back to like a similar like anime, then what would you name it? Like which anime?
Yeah. Me personally, the comedy I would relate back to a show called D-Frag, which you probably haven't seen.
That's not D-Frag. What are you talking about?
Similar
D-Frag is random AF.
But the comedy.
Oh no, he's cut off again.
Yeah.
Oh no, Leon just died. All right.
I guess his opinion.
Hopefully he can hear us.
Well, he gets muted. Well, I guess my opinion is better. It's not like
Sorry.
It's not like
he's back. No.
How dare you? I was gone for 5 seconds and I come into you guys talking shit.
Yeah, it's not like D-Frag. It's more like so in Overlord, whenever Ainz is trying to do something, and internally he's saying something else, but on the outside he has to maintain an appearance of authority. It's that kind of comedy most of the time.
Oh wow, Shane's trying really hard to sell me the shit.
What do you mean?
What's going
This
on
topic-
here? Shane's
Like,
an anime that we like.
even pulling out Overlord references.
this topic. No, see, I have to consider my audience. He hasn't seen a lot of comedies because he doesn't like comedies.
That's fair, yeah.
Well,
So the only comedic moment I know is from Overlord. Yeah, Michael, sorry to cut you off. What were you gonna say?
well, Hui, I don't know if you watched Haruhi. Has anyone seen that? Yeah.
I think I'm the only one in this chat who sat through all 8 episodes of Endless 8.
Oh, I sat through all of it.
What do you mean? You think you talk as if you're the only one? I sat through the whole thing too. What do you mean?
I didn't realize it was the Endless 8 until
I think I'm the biggest weep. No, I'm the biggest weep. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm the bigger weep than you are.
Yeah. Also, the movie was awesome. Yeah. Well, I get Haruhi vibes from it. It's just everyone kind of chilling at school and characters' interactions. Like, I don't know. It seems really natural. Like as natural as you can get with anime.
Okay.
It makes sense.
It would be similar to, like, the comedy aspect would be similar to, like, Angel Beats setting, right?
Oh,
Oh man, I haven't seen that.
I remember crying throughout all Angel Beats. I don't remember
Like, last moments. I don't know. I can't really relate this comedy to, like, other shows because it's a pretty unique premise.
Yeah. No, I think the my pitch of Overlord is actually pretty accurate because
We're
it
not
really is
pitching.
that. No. See, think about it, right? Most of the time, the characters in Kaguya-sama, they're thinking something else internally, and the outward action is them trying to maintain the appearance of propriety, and and that gap is what makes the comedy, and that's yeah.
So like Hui, it's like Gurren Lagann, but like there's no mechs. And the setting is in high school. Are you sold?
It's comedic and there's less murder.
Yeah.
Less murder.
Well, yeah. Well, that's all we can do to try to sell the show, I guess. We can't really force you to watch it.
Yeah.
It's the ridiculous moments that get you and the ridiculousness of the situation, despite the characters being very serious throughout. Generally,
Yeah.
Well,
I think,
maybe we can just talk amongst ourselves about the show, and we can listen to our discussion, and maybe he will be drawn in by our shared passion for the show.
So Hui, to enjoy the show, a lot more, think of Shane. You're watching this because I could not stop as soon as I watched the first episode. I'm sorry, Shane, but I was like, oh wow. So this is what Shane goes through.
What?
I could not. I meant. Even if you don't enjoy comedy, you do enjoy what Shane goes through, right? Like his thought process. Enough of putting Shane in the spot because I feel bad. I feel like I'm bullying you, Shane. But
It's okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then which for you guys, which scene or not? Yeah, scene or like kind of like specific thing do you like? Within the thing then.
Which one scene?
like what one scene that we
or like just you say interaction between the two characters and stuff like that, but then like can you go specific or like are there other characters side characters and stuff like that, and then
side characters are make it the funniest because there are these two side characters that like watch this whole thing unfold and they're like interacting alongside this, and there's one character that her purpose is basically to try and push them together through like recreational activities or something stupid. And the general like comedy is in them two making it into a competition, while she's just trying to get together, right?
Are we talking about?
It's pretty hard to talk about favorite moments without spoiling the show.
No, you can talk vaguely. Like for me, my favorite moment was the volleyball one. Where
okay, the volleyball one. Yeah, I understand.
Right.
I want to I like the fireworks episode.
See, but that's not comedic. That's like
See, because the I like the culmination of the first season.
Yeah,
because that episode actually contained very detailed every single points of progress that has been established in the previous episodes actually show through in the final episode. Even the very smallest detail, like the behavioral changes or the tactics they decided to employ because of a certain events that happened earlier, all of that is showed consistently. There's a consistent growth that culminated in the final episode.
I guess, yeah, I see what you mean there. If we're going by that, my favorite would be the cake with the fan, but like the opposite of what you were saying, where you see that actual progression, and then following that, like the next episode, they use that as to make another competition out of it.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that part.
I enjoyed the firework.
Oh yeah, see, Michael agrees with me.
I also enjoyed the firework, but I mostly enjoy the laughing parts, right? Not just the romance element.
Yeah, I think we're making it seem like we only enjoy the episode. But I think we enjoy the. I don't know. I think I laugh.
Moments where I laughed most. Obviously, everyone's going to the fireworks episode because it's like finally a payoff to the whole season.
I've read the source material before starting the show, and I really appreciate that they really added a lot of value to. There's a difference in media. It's not just an animated form of the source material. They actually try to add original content, smooth transitions, as well as a lot of transitional scenes that helps smooth out the arcs. Yeah.
I think I read a few chapters before the anime, like years before the anime.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I do remember like that they have added a few things in the anime.
Yeah.
I went in thinking it was an ecchi show. I was like, I was thinking about Food Wars.
Okay, that's fair.
I was like watching this, so then Love is War. I was like, oh,
is it because of
the word war?
The
word war. This is to be honest, it feels it's quite refreshing watching this because I came from watching Darling in the Franxx, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, so very out there.
Michael, I have another comedy anime comedy ecchi anime you might love. It's called World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
You are not prepared.
And now we talk about World of Warcraft.
No, please.
Psych, guys. This is a World of Warcraft talk.
This is never an anime channel. You have been baited.